What is the Bunnyman? With Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees churning out sequel after sequel at the box office, it seems that masked maniacs will never cease to scare us. But those are just movies, right? That kind of stuff doesn't happen in real life. Well, in Northern Virginia, you can find the legendary axe-wielding Bunnyman. But be warned, you might find the encounter a little too hair-raising. The story begins on October 19th, 1970, in Burke, Virginia. Cadet Robert Bennett and his fiancée were visiting relatives on Guinea Road in Burke. Around midnight, while returning home from a football game, they reportedly parked their car in a field on Guinea Road to visit an uncle who lived across the street from where the car was parked. As they sat in the front seat with the motor running, they noticed something moving outside the rear window. Moments later, the front passenger window was smashed, and there was a white-clad figure standing near the broken window. Bennett turned the car around while the man screamed at him about trespassing, including, "You're on private property, and I have your tag number." As they drove down the road, the couple discovered a hatchet on the car floor. When the police requested a description of the man, Bennett insisted he was wearing a white suit with long bunny ears. They both remembered seeing his face clearly, but in the darkness they could not really make out any distinct features. The police returned the hatchet to Bennett after examination. Bennett was required to report the incident upon his return to the Air Force Academy. 2 weeks later, the Bunnyman showed up again, about a block away from his original sighting, according to an October 31st Washington Post article. Private security guard Paul Phillips spotted the man-beast on the front porch of a new but unoccupied house. He was holding an axe. In the piece, Phillips recounted what happened next. "I started talking to him, and that's when we started chopping. Taking several swings at a pole on the porch, threatened Phillips, 'All you people trespass around here. If you don't get out of here, I'm going to bust you on the head.'" As these encounters and others began to hit the papers, more and more stories came out from the surrounding areas. In the weeks following the incidents, more than 50 people contacted the police claiming to have seen the Bunnyman. Several newspapers, including the Washington Post, reported that the Bunnyman had even eaten a man's runaway cat. The events were reported all over the country, and teens from all over Virginia started to make their way to Colchester Bridge to look for the Bunnyman. Over 50 Bunnyman sightings were reported everywhere from Maryland to Washington, D.C. What makes this case truly strange is that the reports persist to this very day. If the Bunnyman is just some guy in a suit, 50 years would put him well past the age of chasing people down at any speed, much less those in cars. Even if it is a copycat, it's a man in a very distinctive, very easily visible costume who tends to prowl around the same area. Law enforcement would have gotten him to, at the very least, cease and desist at this point. So what's the real story here? If he's some form of cryptid, like the dog man or the goat man, he's the only type of his species that I've ever heard of. So that leaves one possibility. The original Bunnyman stays as a member of the dead that still walks the earth. That would explain how he's managed to elude us for so long, and why he stays in one area, never having to leave. My only questions are, what's keeping him here? And will he ever leave?